Alright, we're going to try to cut this monster poplar. You see right here. About 28 inches. Let's see how it goes. Alright, let's see how we're doing here. Should flip this over actually. A little bit of spalting. A little bit of knot damage. Let's see. I'm not as cool as Matt coming in with the bucket of water. I probably should go get that. Cool, well this was the best orientation of this log and the bark kind of fell off, so that's really good to keep the blade sharp, but that blade is, I think it's done. So I'm gonna probably go get a new blade. I've only put 13 hours on this thing. I don't know if that's accurate. I feel like I've actually put like 20 or 30 on it. I mean, I've probably done like 30 logs. Maybe I'm just really fast. And this thing keeps jumping. I might need to tighten this down a little bit. But I always wondered, I should have checked at the beginning if there was like a, oh yeah, this blade is done. I don't think I'm gonna try my next cut, because my next cut is gonna be a real slab, and I'm gonna do 3 inches. I did those two at 2 inches, just so they're still usable, but they got so skinny down there, it wasn't really anything great. But yeah, I'm gonna do these at a full 3, so when they dry, you know, I could take the slab to 2.5, depending on how bad the twist is, because it is so long. I don't know, you guys tell me what you recommend. I just hate to cut it at 2 or 2.5, you know, 8/4, or 10/4 if it's gonna twist, and then it's just a waste, because these will make really nice tabletops or bar tops for someone who just wants poplar, you know, with a little bit of spalting, a little bit of color, a little bit of purple, a little bit of green. But these were so big I couldn't turn them into timber frame beams. There would have been no point. I mean, I would have got a lot of lumber out of it getting down to a beam, or maybe trying to do 4 beams. I try to do my beams with the center heartwood so that the stress is cylindrical instead of one side, because these logs just aren't big enough to get, I can't think of what that's called, straight grain, you know, so it would probably tend to hook. But I am going to get, after I finish this guy and the next slabs, I'm going to have to use the forklift to unload them. They're going to be so heavy at 3 inches and that, you know, that full 20 to 28 inch width. But anyways, I'm going to do a bunch of small ones and make a bunch of like 6x6 or 8x8 post stuff, so I can start getting those dried and have some practice logs for timber framing. So there's something behind me I'll show you guys in a later video. It's not done, but it's close. Alright, let's go get a new blade. Alright, put a new blade on this guy. See how many birds' nests are in here too. Teeth are going that way. At least move it by hand safely. Get it tracking. Okay, let's fire it up and see if it stays straight. Well, okay, that was the easy part. Now I gotta see if my machine will flip that thing over. I don't know if I can lift it. It's about, I was hoping to get one more slab out of it, take that much weight off. But I can't because it's too wide. It's the widest section of the log right here. And it's just not enough to clear the, I had to push it really hard through the last one, so I don't think I'm gonna make it. Yeah, some more spalting. I gotta get a bucket of water for you folk. Sorry. But yeah, so now the fun part is I gotta move all this stuff out of the way. Roofing, side by side, blade, all this stuff. Just to get in here and flip it. And I was gonna get a big pallet to dry this, stack it, but I forgot, so I got to grab one. So I think I'm gonna have to make a little footer thing. But I'm losing motivation. I don't know, guys. It's 5 o'clock. I got an hour left of daylight. I know I can finish this. I just don't want to. We'll see. You guys will find out if I end up sticking around. Alright, so we got this thing flipped over, as you guys saw. Bark came off in one piece, and Woodland Mills sent me one of these. New indicator, so I'm gonna put that on. We'll get this thing snugged up, but let's check out my... I didn't know where to put this log, so that's where it ended up. Yeah, I'm not as cool as Matt Community either with the self-leveling things. I'll get there one day. Once I get concrete, it's like, it's just a temporary spot. I think what I'm gonna do is clean up all this, fix that old shed there, and pull the John Deere in the shop, and then take a pad right there. Put a concrete pad. I'm gonna try to do 3-2-1 self-leveling, sorry, 3-2-1 concrete pre-mix, or I guess you call it ready mix. Mix it yourself with sand and gravel there. So we'll do a nice shed pad that we can keep building on to and play around with it. But that'll be probably where the sawmill ends up. Moving from there over to there, because I need a bigger turnaround here to get trailers in and stuff. So hopefully this summer we'll mill all this and get that dirt out of there, so the kid can play up there, and you know, the kids will have that play set, and this will all be a nice graded out. You know, we'll throw that topsoil right there all the way out here and over there. And so anyways, we're gonna cut this thing. Look at that. Yeah. I guess you could. No, you can't get them up on there. Wow, that's the first time I've had that issue. I could maybe get it over another 3 inches. I could probably push it with the skid steer. I can't slide it by hand. Or I just go for it. Probably ain't gonna move. It's not gonna play. We'll just go for it. Put this on. So I think the fix for it is, the idea is, when you're looking at this from the ground up, you know, your frame of reference is off. This is a little more exact. You know, probably closer to an 1/8. The only problem is, why I almost didn't do it, is I gotta reset my log gauge. But to be honest, it's probably pretty off right now anyways. There's the old different powder coat. Let's see, well, it's not really a true test, but you know, what I do is take a measurement from each side of the blade. So right now we're just under 16. We're like an 1/8 out. So I'm going to take it to 16. Now it is hard to read when you're up that high. I kind of wish this was lower, but with the trailer version, everything's up a bit higher, and like it's harder to turn this, it's harder to start. But I mean, so I would want to read it 16 dead at the operator's position. Yes, that's nice. Glad they sent me that. All right, so now we tension. I've been having good luck tensioning this right until that black bushing or bearing is just flush. And we got a new blade on this, so let's see if she'll start. I didn't know what to do with this one, so I just cut it thick, probably like 3.5. I just found something out I don't know if you guys knew about. The way they have this dog set up, I think this part here is supposed to go under there. Because I just kept getting it caught on my tire, my wheel, kind of lock it under there. I didn't know that. Maybe I'm wrong, but it's cool. I like it. Well, we did it. Finally got that log. It's been up here for close to 6 months now. Yeah, 6 months. I'm missing the bolt. No. Something's off with my gauge here. I think it's because the track is out, but that last one, the way I was measuring it, I should have been in a true 6 inches left over, and I didn't even have 5.5, so I split it like 2 3/4, 2 3/4, which is not great because that means, you know, I've got a 1/2 inch average on both sides to get this to 2 inch. That's why I always shoot for 3. And if the cut's off 1/8 on one side, you know, and then it twists on the other side, it's a little bit worse. So then the problem is, it's fine, but then you end up doing all that work later to plane it. And something like this, it's really hard to keep it dead flat over, 12 feet or whatever, probably 13 feet. But yeah, beautiful. Look. Some spalting in this top piece there. So I guess that's one benefit for letting these logs sit for a little bit. But yeah, it doesn't seem like too much tension in this. A little bit of lift, you can see it. It's sitting there. About an 1/8 inch gap on each end, and the middle's touching. So either that's my track, or it's the tension in the log. So hopefully these ones don't split. But we have, 4 massive 13-foot long tabletops, and then it looks like 2 other skinnier ones, and then 2 other goodies. So we yielded 6 like show-worthy logs, 18 inches of usable slab lumber out of a I think it was 28-inch log, so we lost 10 inches in just squaring it up to get a wide slab. So keep that in mind. 5 inches off each side, you know, it's just waste when you're doing slabs. I mean, it's not waste, we'll put it to good use, but you know what I'm saying. Alright, well, I guess you guys get to watch me stack this now. So let's see how that goes. Well guys, it looks like my GoPro died mid-stack session, but that's how I do it. Give me tips if this is super wrong. I'm gonna cut another row of shims in there. The reason I kept them there was so the weight, and I know they're not straight, but the weight would go, you know, down to that log. And all my ends aren't perfect, but honestly, I'm gonna move this like pretty quickly. I don't know, next couple months or so. I just hate to spend a lot of time stacking because I don't have a dedicated spot for it yet. But like I said, once we open up that and up there, we can do some permanent stacking under a shed roof or something. Stack them really nice, let them sit for a few, and then get them kiln dried. So some nice poplar. We got a lot more to do. Just to give you the scale of it, that was one log, and I probably have 10 of those about that size, 10 or 12, and the rest are all pretty small. I think I can move through them pretty quick, but yeah, I'm gonna go, while the skid steer's running, I'm gonna go grab a little log for 4x4s or 6x6s, timber frame practice, throw that on there. Got the ends all painted up, threw a little cover on it. That's it, guys. this is fully soaked right now. It's been in the rain. You can see how soft the end grain is. That foot of dead wood there. Same here. It takes the color nice, but it's softer. Like I can tell when I was cutting even. The middle's all good still. But same with these. Okay. But rain's gonna clean them up for me here, and then I'll get them dried out. So some nice big white oaks. I cut these 2.5. I think one ended up being about 2. Yeah, this one ended up being like 2. Of course, that's the widest one, but they should. Really nice. All right, the rain's picking up.